Have you ever felt stuck, spinning your wheels while dreaming of a massive breakthrough? We often chase after that one big moment, that quantum leap that will change everything overnight. But what if I told you the secret to extraordinary results isn't about giant leaps at all? It's about something much smaller, much quieter, yet infinitely more powerful. This is the story of the 1% rule, a principle that shows how tiny, almost unnoticeable improvements can lead to a life you can barely imagine today. Imagine two people starting at the exact same point. They have the same skills, the same resources, and the same goals. Let's call them Alex and Ben. Alex is a fan of big, bold action. He decides he's going to transform his life through intense, massive effort. He'll work 18-hour days, make 100 calls, and overhaul everything all at once. Ben, on the other hand, takes a different approach. He decides to get just 1% better each day. It's a change so small, it's almost invisible. On any given day, you wouldn't see a difference between him and Alex. Let's look at the first week. Alex is exhausted. He had a few incredibly productive days, but his intensity was unsustainable. He's already burning out, and his motivation is crashing. Ben's progress is barely noticeable. He read for 15 extra minutes. He made one more small, healthy choice for his meal. He spent 10 minutes learning a new skill. It feels like nothing. But here's where the magic begins. This isn't a story about intensity. It's a story about consistency, and the mathematics behind it are staggering. If you get 1% better every day for a year, you don't end up 365% better. The math of compounding is far more dramatic. That small daily improvement builds on itself. At the end of 1 year, that consistent 1% daily improvement results in you being nearly 38 times better than when you started. Think about that for a moment. Not 38% better, but 38 times better. Now let's look at the flip side. What happens if you get 1% worse each day? Maybe you skip that small habit, you make a slightly poorer choice, you let a little negativity creep in. Over a year, that tiny daily decline doesn't just leave you a little behind. It compounds downward, eroding your progress until you're left with almost nothing. Your skills, your health, your mindset, all wither away. This is the compound effect in action. It's a force of nature, like gravity. It can work for you, lifting you to incredible heights, or it can work against you, pulling you down into mediocrity. Most people overestimate the importance of one defining moment and underestimate the value of making small improvements on a consistent basis. We love the idea of overnight success because it feels exciting and dramatic. We see the champion athlete holding a trophy, but we don't see the thousands of early morning practices. We see the successful entrepreneur on the cover of a magazine, but we don't see the countless small decisions and minor adjustments they made year after year. Intensity is what gets you noticed, but consistency is what gets you results. Intensity is like a flash flood, powerful and destructive, but it quickly subsides. Consistency is like a river that carves a canyon, slowly, patiently, and unstoppably. So, how do you apply this 1% rule to your own life? It starts with forgetting about perfection. You don't need a flawless plan or a Herculean burst of motivation. You just need to ask yourself one simple question every single day: what is one small thing I can do today to be 1% better than I was yesterday? Maybe it's reading one page of a book. Maybe it's drinking one extra glass of water. Perhaps it's writing a single sentence for that project you've been putting off. The goal isn't to be impressive on day one. The goal is simply to show up and make a tiny deposit into the bank of your future self. These deposits are your habits. Good habits make time your ally. The longer you stick with them, the more they pay off. Bad habits make time your enemy. Every day that passes digs you into a deeper hole. The challenge is that in the beginning, the results are almost invisible. After a week or even a month of 1% improvements, you might look in the mirror and see the same person. This is the plateau of latent potential. It's the phase where you're putting in the work, but you're not seeing the rewards yet. This is where most people quit. They mistake a lack of immediate results for a lack of progress. But under the surface, something powerful is brewing. You're building a foundation. You're sharpening your tools. You're letting the power of compounding get to work. Then, one day, you break through. Suddenly, the progress that was happening all along becomes visible to everyone. People will call it an overnight success, but you'll know the truth. You'll know it was the result of those hundreds of small, unsexy, and consistent choices you made when no one was watching. Think of it like melting an ice cube. You can raise the temperature of a room from 25 degrees to 26, then 27, and so on. For a long time, nothing seems to happen. It's just a colder ice cube. But once you hit 32 degrees, a fundamental shift occurs. The ice begins to melt. The change wasn't sudden, it was the cumulative effect of all the single-degree increases that came before it. Your goals are the same. Your massive ambition is your 32-degree moment. But you can't get there by jumping from 25 to 32. You have to go through 26, 27, 28, and every other degree in between. The 1% improvements are those single degrees. They are the process. And your success is found in falling in love with that process, not just the outcome. Stop trying to build a wall. That's too big, too intimidating. Instead, lay one brick as perfectly as you can. Do that every single day. Soon enough, you'll look up and you'll have a wall. And you'll have built it without the stress and pressure of trying to do it all at once. The power of the 1% rule is that it bypasses the part of your brain that resists change. A massive goal triggers fear and procrastination. I'm going to write a novel is a terrifying thought. But I'm going to write 100 words today is manageable. It's achievable. It doesn't set off your internal alarms. And by doing it day after day, you build momentum. Your identity begins to shift. You're no longer someone who wants to write a novel, you are a writer. This is the ultimate secret of the 1% rule. Small habits don't just lead to small results. Over time, they shape your beliefs about yourself. Your habits are how you embody a particular identity. If you want to be a more knowledgeable person, the habit isn't to cram for an exam. It's to read every day. Each time you do, you are casting a vote for being a reader. If you want to be a healthier person, the habit isn't a crash diet. It's choosing to add a handful of greens to your plate. Every time you make that choice, you cast a vote for being a healthy person. Success is not a goal to be reached or a finish line to be crossed. It is a system to be improved, an endless process of refinement. The purpose of setting goals is to win the game. The purpose of building systems is to continue playing the game. It's about sustainable progress, not a fleeting victory. So forget about overnight success. Forget about massive, earth-shattering changes. Focus on the tiny margin. The 1% advantage. Pick one area of your life you want to improve. Just one. And commit to getting 1% better at it every day for the next month. Don't measure yourself against anyone else. Measure yourself against who you were yesterday. That is the only competition that matters. The journey to your best self is not a sprint, it's a marathon composed of thousands of tiny, deliberate steps. Start taking those steps today. Be patient. Be consistent. And watch as the remarkable power of the compound effect transforms your life in ways you never thought possible. If this message resonated with you, and you want to continue building a better version of yourself, one day at a time, make sure to subscribe to Motivational Repo for more insights.